13 NBA years, originally drafted by the Boston Celtics, so why not wear the green?
Wow, that's what we're doing?
Well, I think it looks
very... Tie the green in with never a game in a Celtics jersey, so it doesn't really count.
Well, you were drafted by him, so you're giving them respect for at least acknowledging your talent out of Duke.
I appreciate you guys.
Oh, by the way, Jay Williams came out and said Duke could beat the Cavs.
Jay, I love Jason Williams, and I love Duke. Like, don't get me wrong. But you have professionals playing against kids, and it's a group of kids. And while their starters may be comparable, that bench is what is going to take over a game like that. And Tristan Thompson would dominate any big that they have on their roster.
Crush them.
Because I don't think Jason doesn't understand how strong and how mobile and how much of a defensive force Tristan is. So, yes, Duke is a great college team, but please do not disrespect a professional and what they bring to the game. No.
Yeah, by the way, your 2 points are great. The bench would be a complete, utter mismatch.
Right. Jordan Clarkson.
Would just be a mismatch. Would be too fast.
Right.
Zion Williamson, by the way, is really special.
Yes.
But in the NBA, they'd be like, all right, kids, shoot. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. That's what they do. You guys make everybody hit.
The space would be great for him, and the speed of the game. That he would be a dominant force in that game as well. R.J. Barrett would be as well. I'm impressed with those guys because of their energy and their love and their passion for each other and the game. Like, they cheer each other on more than they cheer about their own personal plays. So they do a good job as a cohesive unit.
Okay, LeBron's your friend. You played with him, won a title with him. You talk to him regularly. He's going to Cleveland tonight. What if they boo him?
I don't expect those fans to. I have an appreciation for that fan base in Cleveland, and I think they'll remember him for all the great things he's done on and off the court. And I don't see it as a city that's going to boom. I see it as a city that's going to celebrate him and be appreciative of the moments that they had, and understand that moving on does not mean that I don't like you. It's just that I just want to change the scenery.
By the way, I've said before, I think a lot of the move was Dan Gilbert. There's a history in the NBA of being owners that are not player-friendly. I said yesterday, if you look at the Buss family, they're close to Kobe, close to Magic, close to Worthy. Their history is they like their players. They become part of the family. Dan Gilbert kind of butchered the LeBron thing twice. I feel that he didn't leave Cleveland. I thought he was in a relationship with an owner he didn't trust. Is that unfair?
That's not unfair. And just because two people do not get along or they're not friends does not mean that either one is wrong. It's just that wasn't their type of relationship. And the Buss family, Dr. Buss did a great job of creating relationships of his players and creating a family organization to where guys felt like they were a part of something bigger than themselves.
Do you think it would bother LeBron if he was booed tonight?
I think it would, because he has an affection for that city. He has an affection for Akron, and he takes pride in where he comes from, and he takes pride in the fact that he was able to do that for that city and give them that opportunity and have that trophy remain through history that came through Cleveland.
You told me before it happened, and I promised I wouldn't tell anybody, but you kind of told me before it happened. You said he's going to be a Laker. I just feel it. Not that you were...
Right. That wasn't from a conversation with him. That was just from knowing the person that he is, knowing how he thinks. If I had to put my money down, I'd say that he was going to be a Laker.
Do you think he's happy right now with how it's working in L.A.?
I think he's happy because it's an opportunity where he has to push himself to be better and challenge himself. And he's always trying to be better. Knowing him as a person, he never wants to be stagnant and stuck in one part of life. He always wants to be better and see how far he can push himself. And I think the Lakers jersey right now, the way the roster is constructed, the way they're trying to move in an upward direction, is pushing him to be better and pushing him to do some more things on the court.
By the way, I said this yesterday. You can tell me you're going to get Anthony Davis 2 years. You can tell me you're going to get flaky Kevin Durant. You can tell me you're going to get Klay Thompson. You could have Bradley Beal now. You could say, we'll give you KCP, we'll give you Kuzma, Josh Hart. Bradley Beal averages 21 a game with a very difficult point guard in John Wall, who can be a little distracted, play a little fast, not the greatest cohort. I'm just going to throw it out there. I know he's 25 large a year. Mm-hmm. But if I told you could give up some pieces and bring Bradley Beal to LeBron, does it make sense to you?
It makes absolute sense. And me and you are in agreement that Klay Thompson is a perfect complement to LeBron James.
He would be perfect.
He'd be perfect. But Bradley Beal's right under him.
Right now.
And he hasn't had the ability to play players like Klay Thompson has. So I think they are comparable talents. And if you have the opportunity to get Bradley Beal, I think that's something you have to explore because he is an all-star. He's a fierce competitor. He's a knockdown shooter.
25 years old.
He's 25 years old. He doesn't need the ball in his hand to be effective. And that is something that is special that does not come around that often. I think him and Klay Thompson are unique talents like that where they can affect the game without having the ball in their hands and are knockdown shooters and defend as well and are good character guys. So I think that would be something you really have to look at and be a great addition to the Lakers, something to build with going forward.
And I think you pointed out to something. Good dude. Like, you'd want to hang with this guy. He's got 2.5 years in the contract. It's a little I'd rather pay him 19 a year, not 25, but that's the NBA today. I can live with that. I agree with you. Let me ask you about, listen, I've always thought that KD's, the player. I always thought A-Rod was a better talent than Jeter, but Jeter was the glue to the Yankees, right? Some guys are the talent. Some guys play the game. Some guys think the game. Some guys do both. When I look at the Warriors, Steph's out for a couple weeks. Hell, KD's unraveling a little, right? Like, what do you make of this?
I make that they are more of a unit, and I've been preaching that they are not as much individual talents as the greatest team, and they're an example of how a team can win and magnify talents. Steph being out, but Sean Livingston being a little banged up, Klay having bouts with injuries, Draymond being a little banged up, the bench not being as strong, no veteran leadership at the back of their bench. Like, those are things that Andre Iguodala battering a little bit of an injury bug. Like, those are things they never had to deal with before, and especially all at the same time. And then the mental struggle of the beef between Draymond and KD, that mental distraction. They never had to deal with all these things at one time like most NBA teams do. And that's where the perfect storm happened with them, where they had so many things line up for them, and the stars were aligned for so many years, and they just were able to function in those things. And now they have to function with a bunch of distractions and piece this thing together like most NBA teams do.
By the way, the gap with LeBron and KD, to me, a huge component. Joy said this yesterday. There is an emotional gap. LeBron is on social media. He sees everything. He doesn't have to comment on everything. Some guys have rabbit ears, right? KD's got a little case of rabbit ears.
KD's he's affected more by the comments. And it doesn't make him a bad person. It's just that he looks at the comment section. Some people don't. Some people post for themselves. Some people post for other people. Some people care about what someone feels about you that has no effect on your career. It just is what it is. That's just what social media does to some people and some different personalities. And that's where he lies.
Do you ever play with a teammate that was sensitive?
Yeah, all the time. As men, we are very sensitive, and we don't admit it, but we are.
But you're sensitive.
I'm sensitive, yes.
Have you ever just left this network and cried on the way home?
No, but that doesn't mean that I'm not sensitive because I'm not going to cry, but I am sensitive to different things. I have different triggers than you.
Yeah, mine are kids.
Right.
What are yours? When your jumper's off?
Would think about it. I don't know. I don't know offhand, but I am sensitive, yes.
Are you sensitive to that green suit? You
seem
sensitive.
I'm sensitive to my green suit, yes.
You seem very sensitive initially.
I told you I'm a black, gray, and blue guy.
And I know you just threw it. It's way out there.
You threw it way out there green, yeah. I might come orange
Happy
next time.
Thanksgiving.
Same to you and yours.
Dahntay Jones. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.